Hi, welcome back to Cooking Like Cali. Today we're doing a oxtail Rasta pasta. I know it's a little out of my element. I know I do a lot of seafood, but this is probably one of my favorite dishes. I love flavor, and it has, as you see, a million flavors inside. Now this is my recipe. I've seen a bunch of recipes that are more simple than mine, but this one, it's gonna take you some time to actually get it. So I've separated my dry from my wet ingredients. We're gonna start with our oxtails, showing you what we're marinating them with. And then we already have our chicken marinating with our seasonings. I have not seasoned our oxtails. I'll show you that first. So within the wet ingredients is my marinade. I use some lime soy, a little Worcestershire, how do you say that? Worcestershire, whatever. This is my secret ingredient, sweet soy glaze. Now with jerk, anything with jerk, dealing with Jamaican foods, you want a sweet and a spicy. There's always a kick behind your food. So I have a little quick fajita marinade. I didn't use much of that. You're gonna need some browning seasoning. I say that only because this is not like a typical rice and gravy type of meal. This is an actual glaze, a sauce that's gonna go on top of your chicken pasta. I have some garlic, that's minced garlic, and ginger. Now that's your marinade. And I use a little fresh garlic as well. I have some fresh garlic, some brown sugar. That's about 3/4 cups of brown sugar. Now, I'll tell you a trick. I bought jalapenos and I allowed them to just sit in a bag forever just so that I could change the color of them. And it kind of changes the flavor, but not much. These are my sliced jalapenos. They're actually fresh jalapenos. All of my seasonings, my dry seasonings, we're not gonna use more than a cup of seasoning, and that's strictly for the marinade. We have everything. We have our garlic lovers, we have spicy. Do not forget paprika. Paprika is important in dishes like these. Garlic powder. I'll just run through them. We have red peppers, we have some jerk seasoning, onion powder, a little Goya, I like the way that goes, black pepper, and we're good. I do have some fresh lemons, green onions, and let's see, I'll give you guys a look of how I chopped them up. I did fajita style. You know, they're fresh, they're not frozen. We have onions, green bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper, and orange. In Jamaican food, or you know, any island type food, you're gonna have a lot of colors. So if it's just green and white, that's not enough. You want some color in the food. So we're gonna start, these are our seasonings. In our oxtails, I'm gonna tell you a trick about my oxtails too. I was asking people about getting thicker cut oxtails, because when you're in the store, you get those thin oxtails. My hands are clean, I always have to remind you guys. Now, this is an oxtail that you will not typically get at the grocery store if they're already packed. What I did was I purchased an entire tail, and he cut it to my liking. So I have some really meaty, really juicy, really gonna be flavorful oxtails. These oxtails are amazing. So you want them all to get touched with both the marinade and the seasoning. Don't be scared. All of your seasonings are within there. And there's also some Creole mix in there just for extra little flavor. You know, I like it to have some flavor. Get your hands dirty. We're only gonna season these so that we can put them back in the fridge. I had them marinating for a little while. You want your oxtails for a jerk to marinate for as long as possible. So if you have a 24-hour wait for your oxtails, that's even better. They're gonna taste so good. That sauce is gonna be good. It's gonna be soaked all the way through your oxtail meat. So once you add your sugar, your brown sugar. Brown sugar to me, I use it in my coffee. I use it in my French toast. It gives you that caramelized flavor, and it makes your marinade that much better, especially with the jerk marinade. And if you have fresh lime, use fresh lime. I have a little fresh lemon, and I'm gonna add that as well. Look at this. These are good. That's an actual homemade marinade. If you need the actual, you know, seasoning size, I always tell you, you season to your tasting. If you like it spicy, do a little bit more red pepper flakes. If you like it more sweet, add a little bit more brown sugar. So there we go for our oxtails. We're gonna put these in the fridge. We're gonna head over to the stove and start our chicken. Now, I use the exact same marinade and the exact same seasonings for my chicken. My chicken are thin chicken breasts. Thin cut chicken breasts. You can find them. I got these at H-E-B. They're real local, so those are pretty good. And they're gonna cook up well and they'll be able to slice up well. And I'll show you what we do. I'll be back. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, our oxtails are actually marinating in the fridge. Cover them, make sure they're covered. We have some almost melted butter. It's just room temp. I kind of left it out just because. You're gonna take about, I wanna say, 2 tablespoons, 2 heaping tablespoons of real butter, not margarine. And you're gonna have it at about a medium heat. We're gonna blacken our chicken. The blackened part of our chicken jerk pasta, the chicken actually goes in the pasta and the oxtails go on top. So we'll start there. Give them enough room to breathe. Don't crowd the pan. Let's go. And they have to be cooked all the way through. You don't want uncooked chicken. You're gonna be sick. Let's go. We don't have enough room for all of them, so they gotta wait. Now, once we get them all cooked and browned up, we will add, we have our bell peppers, sliced bell peppers, onions, and all of that. We'll add that to the pot and kind of create our sauce with that. We have our penny pasta on the side. We have 2 boxes. I'm gonna cook for enough people today. Now, if you have some stock already made left over, you can do that. Otherwise, get you a big pot, a big stock pot, boiler, whatever you want to call it. And when your penny pasta is ready, you'll have, you know, chicken stock for your pasta. It's real easy. Now, when your cream sauce is made, you'll add Parmesan cheese. You guys have seen me make cream sauce before for chicken, like what we do? Shrimp and grits. We did shrimp and grits and I did the cream sauce. So it's heavy whipping cream, butter, seasonings, whatever you prefer inside of the sauce, and that's how you get it. Let's get our bell peppers and onions. Also your garlic. Now you can add some of your garlic already to the pan while the chicken is cooking. Fresh garlic. I have the minced garlic, but that's strictly for the marinade. You use fresh garlic for this. Now you let those get to cooking, move them around the pan, make sure they're good. Do not let the garlic burn. It's enough butter in there to make sure that everything cooks evenly. Move it around. That chicken is gonna taste amazing. You're gonna thank me. That sauce is gonna be good. Now, until the chicken is actually brown on both ends, that's when we'll put our vegetables. So we've allowed our chicken to cook for about 7 minutes. One side down, and we'll flip them. We'll flip them again. I just want to make sure that they're evenly cooked. And once they cook, they start to shrink. So if you want to, add your other chicken. You have enough room, therefore everything will be cooked at the same time. Put them on the side. And make sure they're thin cut. The thing about having thicker cut chicken is that chicken breast tends to like dry out after you cook it for a while and after you're, you know, doing this and that. So I see a lot of people use a dark meat. I don't really like dark meat in my pastas, so I use a thinner chicken breast. Easier, and it still holds flavor. Okay, now that our chicken is completely cooked, look at that. You want those golden colors. That's what's gonna give you a darker sauce. So you take those out, you put them on a cutting board, allow them to rest. And by rest, I mean just chill for a second until you get to them. Those flavors are gonna be soaked up in that chicken. That's done. Now, our garlic, most of our garlic is cooking. We have a few cloves left, so go ahead and add your veggies. And this might sound weird. Let's go ahead and get the rest of that garlic. Now, I don't add these until the end. Once my oxtails are actually cooking, that's when your peppers and your green onions. You know I don't like really, really mushy green onions, so let's give these a little stir. Give that a good stir. And once they become translucent, you know, almost to where you can see through them, you'll add butter, a little bit more butter. We only have a stick, so we'll use the other half of the stick of butter that we already started with. And we'll come back to it and chop our chicken up, and we'll get us a Rasta pasta going. We'll be back. Okay, so this is how you want your vegetables to be. Translucent, still a little crunch to them. You don't want them all the way soggy. Now, while they're cooking, our water has started to boil. You'll add a chicken bouillon cube. It gives your pasta just a nice flavor. So we'll start heavy whipping cream. This is a 1 quart. We'll start with just the 1 quart. I got another one because I'm gonna make some extra pasta for some friends. But for this one, you only need 1. So you're gonna mix around your heavy whipping cream in the pot. Now, once it comes to a boil, you're gonna add your Parmesan cheese. This is about 6 ounces of your just regular shredded Parmesan cheese, not grated, shredded. You add that, mix, mix, mix. And what I like to do, I actually want to add more seasoning. So I take some of my Jamaican jerk seasoning and a little bit onion powder and cayenne with little red flakes as well. And I'll add my chicken too. So that's what we're gonna do here. Our water is boiling. Let's add our pasta. Again, that's about 1 pound of penny pasta. 1 pound of pasta, and you have 1 quart of actual cream, so it's perfect. Now, if you're gonna double, just double the actual recipe. Mix that cheese in there. Add your seasoning and your chicken, and cover. Now that we have our chicken in the pan, we have our cheese, a little extra seasonings. I just did some red pepper flakes, cayenne, and of course your Jamaican jerk seasoning. Whatever, if you have Jamaican jerk paste, that's even better. It gives you a thicker sauce. All right, now that's your pasta. We're gonna start with our oxtails. All right. So now we've allowed our oxtails to marinate about a couple hours. You're gonna take them, dredge them very lightly. You don't want a heavy coating of that flour. I'm just gonna brown them real quick. Don't crowd the pan again. They're all gonna get cooked. So allow your oxtails to go. Now what I do add is onion, a little bell pepper. Right now I'm not gonna do that because I've already added enough in our pasta. So let's leave it that way. I am gonna add my green onion and my red peppers. Our pasta's looking good. Again, for our pasta is gonna have more of a chicken flavor to it because remember we put some bouillon cubes in there. So with the chicken pasta, you have a chicken flavor inside and it's all the way inside your pasta and your sauce. Let's wash our tongs. We're gonna use those same ones for our oxtails. So once you get your oxtails real browned on both sides, don't rush them. Move them around that pan. You see that? That's that marinade coming off and hitting that grease, and you're gonna get a good flavor out of that. So, look at that. That's not your average oxtail. I'm telling you that if you get that, our water's starting to boil, if you get your brown sugar in there with a little bit of that lemon juice and all of those different seasonings together, that garlic, ginger, I'm telling you, you'll probably never eat just regular oxtails again. We're gonna let these brown a little bit more, and then we're gonna add a little bit of water, but I'm not gonna use water. I'm gonna use some of my stock, but not a lot because it has the starch on it from the pasta. Just to get a little color up out of there. I wanna pull the color from the actual oxtails out. All right. Those bouillon cubes have this smelling crazy. They smell so good. All right, here you are. Take some of that marinade and just glaze on top. You'll smell the difference. Now I'm doing a small portion here, but I'm gonna do a larger portion so that you guys can see the actual cut. Now you'll add your green onions, your red peppers, and some of your stock from your pasta. Move those around. And again, remember, when your food starts to cook, it starts to shrink, so you can add more. I'm gonna add more, and I'm gonna transfer them into a different pot. So our pasta is done. Our oxtails are out of the oven. They smell amazing. I used a bigger pot. It's a cast iron, so they cook better to me in a cast iron skillet. So you can blacken them with whatever, but you know, if you want to put them in the oven afterwards and just let them braise, a cast iron is the way to go. Now, we added our chicken that we blackened to our pasta. Our penny pasta is, what do they call it, al dente. We're gonna serve. My oven's telling me I'm done, but I already know that. Our special guest is here. It's a good friend of mine. He is a well-known comedian. He's been on tour with Bruce, and I've loved him since the day I met him. He's never ate oxtails before, and I'm just hoping that mine will do the trick. I'm gonna move this pasta, and I want you guys to welcome Bryson Brown. Yeah! Is that what we supposed to do? Are we supposed to? We got a little audience. Yeah. I feel like we need some kind of applause. Ooh, let's sit down.
Yeah.
I asked Bryson to come on the show, and he was like, okay, so what I gotta do? I'm like, just eat. Just eat. And y'all know, you know, skinny love to eat.
We love to eat.
Y'all love to eat, so.
The misconception is we don't eat enough, but it's
y'all probably eat more than anybody.
Yeah, we do, all day.
So, I'm gonna serve us in a second. Ooh, it is good, I promise.
I always see oxtails on the menus, but I never.
Man, you gotta get some oxtails. There is nothing better than an oxtail. To me, I grew up in Los Angeles and never heard of an oxtail till I came out here, and I had some family kind of, you know, that rice and gravy thing down south is huge.
Oh yeah, you gotta have some gravy.
Yeah,
with
so
the rice. You can't.
These are Jamaican jerk.
Yeah, you see I threw the Bob Marley on.
Yes, you see, you came in theme.
Yeah.
You know, I love a theme. I love a good theme.
It's a little older, you know what I mean? The shirt on.
It's okay.
It's still alive, but it's cool. This motherfucker old as hell.
Whose shirt is it? Like,
I know, right? It was in the closet. I looked at it like, whose shirt is this?
It's okay, it's okay. Now, I'm just gonna plate the oxtails on top of there. I'm gonna give us our own little oxtails. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like these are some amazing looking oxtails.
I had some additional like earlier.
Okay, yes. They just need to go ahead and do what they gotta do, man, because it's hard out here. How's everything going, like, as far as tour? I see you just dropped an album.
Yeah.
Man, and it was #1 on iTunes, wasn't it?
#1 on iTunes for 2 days.
Yes.
We dropping #100 on day 3 though, so.
Oh, it's okay. A lot of people can't say that, hey, I was
we was there
#1.
for 2 days. We was on the top for 2 days.
That's
but no,
all
it was good, man. You know, we dropped the album. It exceeded expectation. It came out the way I wanted to. Look, that's how you know you're real.
Yes.
Right.
And this is not parsley, it's actually cilantro.
Okay.
Now I know that sounds weird, but I promise you, you're gonna be like, okay.
I'm gonna let you do that.
All right.
But yeah, but the album came out good, man. I'm happy with it. Everybody, you know, heard it, that listened to it.
I loved it.
Yeah, so man, we just promoting it right now, just promoting it, so we can get some more ears on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With the album and everything, you said you're gonna try to do one a year, right?
Yeah, so the goal is we're gonna promote this one, get this one going, and so the goal is one album a year, recorded at the end of the year, December, and then have it out by the springtime, and that give me 8 months in between to tune up and work.
Oh yeah. And that's one thing about having a comedy album. It's almost like music. Like,
yeah.
I jam it. I'm in the car. Like, okay, I can play that back because that's my favorite one, and I like that.
The homie was telling me to do a remix with some instrumentals behind this one. He's like, man, put some instrumentals behind it. Just
on some DJ Clue type.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I've been
Okay.
thinking about that, man. So
That'd be different because I ain't never heard nobody do that.
The promos I dropped had instrumentals behind it.
Oh,
So a lot of people
okay.
thought it was gonna be music behind it, but it was just straight.
And this one called Side Bending, right?
Bending, yeah,
Okay.
Side Bending.
Where the hell that came from?
I don't know, you be chilling on the you be chilling doing what you do and you
Yeah.
come up with these titles. It's kind of like a little play on words, kind of, you shoot dice, you can make money
On
with
the side.
dice and on the side. So you think about the game, comedy, where I'm at. I don't have the dice, I ain't the headliner, but I'm making money in the game. You know what I mean?
I'm still in there. Okay. Yeah.
So that was kind of like,
I see what you. I see.
yeah, you see it now.
Yeah, I
You
see.
did. Alright, no, you see the video.
Because at first you was like, it's just something now. It's a meaning behind it. It's a meaning behind it. I'm glad.
Once you break it down, so yeah, that's how we came with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, shot it in Austin at Cap City back home.
Yeah. Shout out to Austin.
Yeah, shout out
Y'all
to
gotta
the
watch.
city. We did 2 shows, sold out both of the shows. The people came out and showed love, so it was cool.
Oh yeah, you're doing it big. People don't know I used to do comedy.
Yeah, I keep telling you to come back. You need to come on back, but you found a lane though.
Yeah. I mean, you know what?
And I already know you funny on here, so
Yeah.
they gonna see that side.
I try to keep it as PG as possible on here.
Man, you got it's gonna
try.
come out. You get fried
Yeah,
chicken and greasy.
Yeah. Man, I
It's
miss doing comedy. Comedy was one of the, and that's why people are like, is it scripted? They asked me, is my show scripted? And I'm like, nah, I'm just freestyling. And people who know I did comedy, I didn't have no skit.
Yeah, it's really where you at, like within how long you've been doing it, right? Because we all come in like not really knowing how to still freestyle within the right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to just go off because you ain't gonna remember. You might say something bomb.
Yeah.
Get off stage, you'll never remember it again. You know what I mean? But you want to keep that.
Yeah.
You want to keep that. You feel me? So it's all about just keeping yourself open enough to flow within it, but still having them points.
Yeah.
I know this point gonna hit, but I can talk around that point with some funny little tags, some funny little.
But see, I think that's kind of how I am in here. In the kitchen, it's kind of like I could freestyle because I could cook. But then I get people that ask me like, well, I need to know how to do this. Yes, and I'm like, man, this is from the soul. You know what I mean? I can't tell you nothing from the soul, but I'm getting better. Because, like you say, if I did it and it was good, I need to remember it.
So
that's where I'm at.
You did it.
That's where I'm at.
You put that book out.
I need you to try this pasta. I need you.
We on.
Let's see.
And that's that. What you eating first?
You know what? I try the pasta first.
Okay.
We'll go for that. I try the pasta first because it has that sauce on it.
Okay. I just never had oxtails, so I'm going straight in.
Yeah. Now get in that oxtail. Yeah, it's chicken in there.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's how I test the pasta. Before I taste the meat with the pasta, that's how you know somebody knows it. Pasta be right. The sauce sit on the pasta. And then you go for the meat.
Ooh.
You right though.
Get you some of that oxtail. Put it with that pasta and that sauce. Now the sauce I made from scratch. I put my own little spin to it. Get you some of the oxtail meat.
How you eat it? Do I just go in with the fingers? We on TV.
I'll go in with the fingers.
Okay.
We gonna still keep it funky.
I'm going in with the fingers. That. Must be responsible. Okay.
What's that? What's that? Okay.
So it's the texture of a rib.
Yes. I told you like a short rib.
Yeah, I like that.
And that glaze is a sweet and spicy. We got sweet, spicy.
With the sauce.
Yes. We got some ginger in there, some lime. Oh yeah, you gotta take the wife home one of them.
Yeah, we gonna have to.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be able to come home.
You're not gonna come back, huh?
And when she see this, she see I'm slamming. I'm the one who let you go. I like that, Cali.
That's good. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we have to back it up.
Yeah, because we're gonna dig in and all y'all can hear is us smacking. Jerk, oxtail, Rasta Pasta. Bryson Brown. Make sure you guys tune in to his Apple Music.
Apple Music, Tidal, Google, everything that play music online, man. Grab the album. It's called Side Betting. It's 30 minutes, 35 minutes of comedy, so it's not long. So you can ride on your way to work, real quick to the gym. You can play it in the gym, get your laugh on while you're working out.
Oh yeah.
Fool with me, man. Get on the website, BrysonBrownComedy.com. You can get it on there too. And that's how we coming, man. I'm slamming.
Y'all have a good night. Make sure you subscribe, tune in, follow him, follow me, and we out because we eating. Good night. Oh, that tastes good.